Good evening, and thank you for joining tonight in this webinar. I'm Amir Mansouri. I'm the CEO and co-founder at SprintRay. We're here to share some exciting and breakthrough innovation in software with you. But before we get started, I would like to share a little bit of history of SprintRay with you. We started in 2014 with a vision and passion of making high-resolution 3D printing more affordable and accessible for everyone. We were fortunate to see demand from across industries, from aerospace to engineering to jewelry to art and design. We sold units to Disney, to Lockheed Martin, to Global Dental. But soon we realized that we have to focus on one and only one market to be successful. We chose dentistry back then because it made the most perfect sense for the promise of 3D printing, which was mass customization. But later, we came to this realization that how powerful these units are when they are in the hands of dental professionals. And we came to the belief that 3D printing can change lives, and we want to be part of it. Later, when we started working with more dentists, and when we look at our customers, we see people who are passionate, who are dedicated, smart, and dedicated to change patients' lives. What a great cause to give someone a gift of a smile and a better oral care. At some point, we decided that this is where we want to put our heart on, and this is where we want to focus and dedicate. And that's why we're focused in dentistry. We want to thank every one of you. We're inspired, we're honored, we feel humbled to be serving this community. And we want to thank every one of you for letting us to be part of this amazing community and this amazing cause. And from here, I want you to understand that we are determined to be as committed to you as you are to your patients. Part of this commitment is in bringing more and innovative, outstanding products to you. Products that solve your problems, products that saves you money and adds to your income. The other part of it is our commitment to bring more people and talent to our team to help us continue to innovate and grow. You might have heard the news. We have recently added to our executive team and leadership team, Mr. John Cox. You might know John from the days in Noble and Henry Schein. John is extensively experienced in every corner of dentistry, from ortho to restorative to implants. When I saw John for the first time, I strongly felt that his sense of passion and purpose is extremely in line with us to keep doctors more relevant, to make technology more seamless and easier to use for them. John is not here in this office, but he's watching this webinar with you live from Milwaukee. John, welcome aboard. Let's get to the webinar. More than a year ago, we launched SprintRay Pro 3D printer line. We also made a very subtle promise to you, and the promise was to keep this printer future-proof. But what does that even mean? Let me give you an analogy. When you have a car, let's say 2016, model 2016, year 2016 car, you're pretty much set and locked within a certain features that you get in that car. If you want more features, a better GPS system, you have to go buy a new car. You see how that is being changed with more innovative and creative companies in the car industry. And this is exactly what we're doing here. Every single software that we release make our hardware better with a lot more features and capabilities that you were not expecting. And tonight, we're delivering this promise to you. Without further ado, I'm going to pass the stage to my friend and co-founder Hussein, our Chief Product Officer, to get us started. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. I'm Hussein Basir, Chief Product Architect at SprintRay. I'm very excited to be here with you guys tonight. We have a lot of features to cover, and there's a lot of slides that I'm sure you want to see. Before we get to those, I want to mention a few things. First is that this webinar is being broadcasted at the same time on YouTube Live. So if you have any trouble viewing the webinar on Zoom, please switch to YouTube. Second is that I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions. So please use the Q&A feature on the Zoom app and submit your questions for us to have the Q&A session at the end. We are in contact with most of you guys in the dental industry. So we receive feedback and we get a lot of different sorts of recommendations and suggestions on how to improve our products. Tonight, you're gonna see a glimpse of all those improvements that we promised, and you're gonna be excited about it. I'm pretty sure about that. So I'm gonna go and drive the slides, and I'm gonna join you with the voiceover. Thank you. All right, let's get to it. So tonight we're gonna cover different topics. The first topic is gonna be around Rayware and PrintOS. And the second part of the webinar is gonna be about open certified materials. We want to focus on quality and speed, quality of life of features, quality of prints that you get, and the speed of doing all these workflows. Software is at the center of your printing workflow. It determines what kind of quality at the end you're going to get. It brings so much speed and improvements to the hardware as well. We have 3 pieces of software, as I'm sure you know. We have the PrintOS, which controls sensors, controls the heating system on the printer that we just added, controls your print queues and history on the printer, and all of other things. We have Rayware, which allows you guys to put together models, quickly fix, scan models that need repair, nest them together, add supports and edit supports, and do all that kind of stuff. And then we have the dashboard at the end, which is going to bring everything together. You're going to be able to see the print status. You're going to see when a print is done on your mobile phone from everywhere. So one of the features on Rayware that a lot of people have been asking is improvements to support editing workflow. And that means that you wanted to be able to see the splints or surgical guides that you're trying to edit the supports on from the underneath the platform. This allows much more control over where you want to place those supports. This is pretty obvious, but we also made a quick demo that we want to cover that with you guys. So this is a quick demo of this feature. We're going to import a surgical guide, and then we're going to orient it in a way that the intaglio side is away from supports or away from platform. And then we generate the supports. You can see that at an angle. Now, you may want to edit the supports, so you can go underneath. It's underneath the platform. You can already see that you can see the supports from here, and then you can go ahead and just remove the ones that you don't like. Just make sure you follow the guideline, which is the red areas on the model, so you won't miss pieces of the model later. Next, we want to talk about the process of slicing. So I'm going to give you a little brief here. Basically, in 3D printing, we are turning 3D objects to 2D images, especially in DLP systems, in order to create the 3D objects at the end. So slicing takes the STL models and divides that model into a lot of images. Those could be like up to thousands of images. This is a quick, very basic example of like what happens. This is a 3D object on the left, turns into layers for printing. So this is depending on how many models you have on the platform, or depending on the complexity of the models, this process could become very resource intensive for the computer to handle. So what we did was that we came up with an algorithm that would divide the models and those layers into different pieces first, and then splits them up between resources of your computer, does the slicing, and brings it back together as layers. I'm obviously making everything too simplified, but that's for the purpose of this presentation. This new system, which we're proud to call it the parallel slicer, is a multi-threaded geometry processing that has vastly improved compared to what we have today in terms of resource management and performance. So you may wonder, how is this going to change my workflow? How is this going to help, right? Let's take a look at a few examples. This is a typical usual suspects on the platform for orthodontists. This is models for aligners. You can see on the left, we have the parallel slicer. In 5 seconds, it could do what current Ray can do in 45 seconds. And this is not a very complex print job. In this particular case, you get up to 9 times faster compared to current Ray. Let's look at another example, a bit more complicated. More surgical guides, a lot of supports. You can see again on the left, parallel slicer can do the entire platform in 9 seconds. And then the baseline is 60 seconds. That is 6 times faster compared to what you can do today. Next up, dentures. These are taller models, more complex. Usually you want to print them at the very high resolution. 30 seconds with parallel slicer compared to 5 minutes. That is improvement in the order of magnitude, 20 times faster. Very proud of this feature. This is going to be called parallel slicer. This is unique to SprintRay, and it's going to be available to you guys with a free upgrade, available Monday. This is going to be compatible with SprintRay Pro, Moonray S, and Moonray D. Next up, let's talk about pixels. Pixels by nature are digital entities, but in 3D printing, we have to make them physical. Basically, DLP projector understands or speaks the language of pixels. So all those layers have a lot of pixels in them. Let's take a look at one example here. This is a model of a quad. It's one slice of it out of maybe thousands. And then we look at those areas around the edges, around this surface. You can see the outer edge and the inner edge. Those pixels are the ones that form the surface of your models. And depending on the quality of those pixels and how they talk to each other, you may get different results on the surface of the model. Let's take a look at another picture. So this is a denture base that we printed to get an idea about how those pixels are looking today. So you can see this surface phenomena happens all around the model. This is, by the way, printed at 100 microns a layer. Let's look at another example. This is another model, a dental arch. You can see how those pixels are looking, and this is with the current Rayware. So we said we can't accept this as a normal thing. We got to improve this. We got to do something about this and improve the surface quality of the models, because that was one of the biggest features that people have been asking. And we promise future-proofness. Here you go. We are going to call this pixel toning. And this is, in most simple form, is getting better models from a square pixel. I'm sure you want to see how it looks like with pixel toning and without. So we have prepared good images. I hope that Zoom is doing a good job in showing you these pictures, but let's try. So here's one. Oh, I'm sorry, I forgot. We also were able to improve the accuracy. That is basically cherry on top. So if you compare whatever is printed with pixel toning today compared to the baseline, which is current Rayware, you also get 5% accuracy improvement on those models. Now let's take a look at a few examples. Here we go. So this is the model that we just showed you a couple of seconds ago, with the baseline printed flat at 100 microns a layer with diamodel gray. So on the left and on the right, you can see how pixel toning is doing a great job of blending those pixels on the surface. So you not only get a good looking model, but also you're going to get a model that is much more accurate. Let's look at another example. This is going to be even more obvious. So this is a corner of that denture that I just showed you previously. On the left, it's the baseline. It's what you get today. And on the right side is the same model, same layer thickness with diamodel gray. And it's so good now that you can see all those layers. Like the layers were actually hidden by the voxels in the other picture. But now everything has improved so much that you can see the layers again. Now you have a different problem, right? With the next two slides, I'm going to try something different. I'm going to switch between them back and forth so you can see the difference even better. Let's try it. So again, another typical model with pixel toning, without pixel toning, with pixel toning, without pixel toning. The difference is amazing. We are proud to do this and bring this to you guys as a free upgrade available Monday with a software update. And not only cover SprintRay Pro 95 product, that is a most recent product, but also even our older printers are going to be able to benefit from this feature. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys that use Pro as your main 3D printer, you know that you can print like flat arches in 30 minutes, right? So we were wondering that if we could do something with pixel toning and a parallel slicer together to even improve the speed of printing even more. So we are proud to announce the Ludicrous speed on SprintRay 95 3D printers. This is going to blow your mind. I'm going to get right into it. Let's take a look at a few examples. Parallel slicer with pixel toning combined together are able to bring to you guys, for example, if you want to print in-office equipment, you're going to get a huge improvement in speed. And you may be wondering, what is this product that we are showing you? This was one of the models that was designed as a funnel designed by one of our customers to collect splatter and aerosol during a procedure. So with this feature, with even faster speed, now you can print stuff like this at a very fast pace. To be very frank with you, this feature was inspired by you guys trying to print your own equipment in office. And we basically recommend this at this point mainly for printing a lot of things that require even faster speed. SprintRay Pro 95 is currently very fast. But even if you need more speed, in some cases, you can just switch this to this profile and start printing even faster. Let's look at the example of study models for that matter. You're able to print these things right now at 45 minutes as a baseline with 100 microns a layer. But with Ludicrous speed, you can shave that time into 26 minutes. That's up to 2x faster. Let's take a look at another set of examples. Models for aligners. You were able to print these things in 30 minutes. But now with Ludicrous speed, you can print them at 18 minutes. This is improvement on top of improvement, all free for all of your printers. Let's take a look at a few aligners that we just put together with this speed. Ludicrous speed is going to utilize 175 micron per layer. That is how it achieves that sort of speed. And on the left, you have the baseline of 100 microns per layer, which is a typical way of doing aligners today. But on the other side, we have 175 microns a layer. You can see the difference. And actually, you may be surprised to know that a lot of major aligner companies are using this sort of speed. I'm talking about 175 microns per layer for making their aligners. You can see the aligner that is made with 100 microns a layer, which is what you typically do today. And this is another aligner. I'm going to switch back and forth again between the two. You can see this, you can see that. This is with Ludicrous speed. You can make aligners faster, even faster than what you were able to do before. How to get to this feature? First of all, you need to make sure you update to the software on Monday. Make sure the printer is updated, Print OS, and also Raver. And then you can go down to the print job settings. Select Pro 95. This feature is only available on Pro 95. Select SprintRay materials, and then go to SprintRay draft. This material is going to be available. This profile is going to be compatible with Surgical Guide 2, and Diamodel resins. So Diamodel Gray, Diamodel Tan, you can try all of them. Next, again, free upgrade, available on Monday, compatible with SprintRay Pro 95 and Surgical Guide and Diamodel resins. All of these upgrades, all of these features, they're coming to your printers, to your hardware for free with the software upgrade. And this is the promise that we made to all our customers, and today we're fulfilling some of that. This is just going to go on and on. We have a lot of other features that we're working on currently, and just stay tuned. We're going to be even more amazing for you guys. You're going to love your products. You're going to make even better things with them, and you're going to enjoy using them. Again, just another PSA. On Monday, make sure that you go to your printer. Depending on server availability, you may get this update a little sooner or later, but it will show up. Make sure to look out for settings tab with the little indicator on it, and then install the update. Also go to sprintray.com/software to download the latest version of Rayware. Now, for the second part of this presentation, I'm gonna go to James Lobsons, our head of marketing, and then he's going to cover the new certified resins.
Wow, thank you, Hossein. That's amazing. Great job.
Thank you.
Great to hear about. Basically, all SprintRay printers are basically reborn today.
Oh yeah.
I mean, you get great new features in Rayware, like editing supports on surgical guides or dentures, much faster processing, much faster printing, and of course, pixel toning, which is like mind-blowing. Like a brand new printer, much better surface texture and surface quality. So I've been amazed by how much has come out of this, and this is such a big change. I'm really happy to deliver tonight. Yeah. I think there's only one more thing we want to add. Yeah. With all these good printer hardware and software, we need to add some new resins too.
Of course.
And I'm going to tell you about adding some really cool new resins to our third-party resin, certified resin platform, our open resin platform. But before I do that, I do want to put in a little bit of a plug for our latest publication. And that is our additive manufacturing and dentistry ebook. And you can get this at SprintRay.com. If you go to our homepage and navigate to the bottom, you'll see a link there to download it. It's a great resource, whether you are brand new to dental 3D printing or you're one of the OGs. For sure, you will find some useful information in here. There's great context about how 3D printing works in dentistry. Great advice about what to look for in a product, which products to use, how to kind of adapt and start 3D printing these various applications that you may or may not be doing in your practice today, and just overall workflow tips to make sure that you get the most efficient and most effective and frankly fun systems in place in your practice, because this is a lot of fun and it's incredible the power that you have once you add this technology to your office. So definitely check that out when you get a chance. So I do want to tell you a little bit now about our open certified materials. I think many people may be familiar with this, but we love to see innovation in dental 3D printing, even if it doesn't come from us. And in particular, we think that in the 3D printing resins that are becoming available, especially biocompatible resins, are really expanding the use and the functionality of dental 3D printers. And we're really excited to be a part of that. And we feel grateful and lucky, just as we are to have you as customers, to have great partners like some of these resin companies that develop these materials. And we're going to be adding some of those tonight, and I'm going to tell you about them. We take a lot of time to make sure that you have the right profiles and you can get very reliable settings so you get consistent, predictable results with these materials, because we want to keep your practice operational. We want you to spend your time practicing dentistry, and we want 3D printing to be a part of that. We don't want you to spend your time figuring out resin profiles and troubleshooting and that kind of thing. So we see this as an important part of our approach to the market, and we're glad to be adding these materials tonight. So here they are, and some of them are brand new to us, and some we're just expanding the scope of what we offer. So those are Keystone, Denka, Bago, which is a new material, Dreve, a new brand, I should say, also a new brand. All of these are going to be available on all SprintRay equipment. So Moonray SD and SprintRay Pro, of course. All right, first up is Keystone. And when I think of innovation in dental 3D printing, Keystone materials is certainly one of the first things that comes to mind right now. The KeySplint Soft is an incredible material. It's become super popular. We're really excited about it. We were thrilled when we were able to add it, to the SprintRay Pro, but we realized that we missed a little bit when we did not have the profile available for the Moonray S and D. So tonight, I'm very happy to announce that that is now going to be available with this new software update. All of our Moonray S and D customers will have access to these Keystone materials. Certainly the KeySplint Soft is, in my opinion, the leader there, and just it's such a great material. We're super impressed by the durability and the fit, the accuracy, and just the consistency of the material. It's a very well made material. Hats off to Keystone for their great work there. And we're really glad to add it for our Moonray S&D customers. And of course, there's other materials like the Key Guide, another surgical guide material, and Key Tray. So again, these are now available on Moonray S&D, or will be with this new software update. And that's a fantastic addition, a modification to our open certified resin platform. Next up is another material from another brand that we've worked with before. And we love working with Dentka. They're a great company. I mean, they're probably best known for their denture products, both materials and software, and certainly a leader there. But now they have also introduced a restorative material. And restorative is one of the most exciting parts of dental 3D printing. It's not just for mills anymore. We can now 3D print restorative products. And this is a fantastic example of that. So Dentka has produced a great new material called Dentka Crown and Bridge. And it's available in some of the most popular shades, as you can see here. I'll tell you a little bit more about when we're going to be adding this to our store, but we're really excited to have this, and again, to expand the functionality and the versatility of our dental 3D printers, and to give you, more things that you can accomplish with this in your office, give you more flexibility, more power, more control over the care that you're delivering your patients. So this is a great addition. And in the same vein, there's another material and another new brand that I want to tell you about, and that is Bago. And Bago has two materials that they're introducing. Or we're introducing, under our platform from Bago. One is a provisional material, and the second one, and this is super exciting, is a final restorative material for definitive restorations. So all your indirect applications, crown, bridge, inlay, onlay, veneer, you can make all of those. You can produce all of those items in this material, and it's got fantastic mechanical properties, really nice aesthetics. We're super excited to be adding this to our platform. And again, restorative we see that as kind of one of the next big frontiers, and adding these materials from both Dentka and Bago is a great step forward for us. We're really excited that you're going to have access to those. The last material I want to tell you about tonight is from two materials, is from Dreve. And we have a lot of feedback from the orthodontic community about PhotoDent IBT, Dreve's material for producing indirect bonding trays for bracket placement. So if you're doing this technique, if you're using this in your office, Dreve PhotoDent is an incredible product. It prints beautifully. It's got fantastic mechanical properties, super accurate, holds the brackets beautifully, and it's a great, fantastic value, and you can produce it right in your office. So much flexibility. It really goes right to the heart of what makes dental 3D printing so great, and we're really happy to introduce that. And then, as with Keystone, we're also introducing a new guide material from Dreve, PhotoDent Guide. And that's just yet another option for producing in-office surgical guides, which is such a fantastic application for dental 3D printing. Doing guided surgery is becoming more and more popular, and it's never been easier than with in-office dental 3D printing. And PhotoDent's just one more way you can do that effectively and efficiently in your office. So again, all of these materials are, some of these materials are going to be available now. So Keystone is available in SprintRay store now. Dentka Crown and Bridge will be available in June, and the other materials will be available in July. So we'll be sending out more announcements about all of these, and you're definitely going to be getting follow-up communication from us about this webinar, and just reminders about how to get the software and how to access all the features, and of course, all of the materials too. So, on a lot of great additions, all the hardware stuff, all the software stuff, and also the resin. So very excited about that. The last thing we want to say, You know, this is a great moment for us. You know, it's been a lot of fun. You guys, our customer base, have made this a lot of fun for us, and we've learned so much from you. And we feel, as Amir said in the beginning, really honored and proud and special that we get to be a part of what you do. We hope that what we're showing you tonight is going to make your life easier. It's going to help you practice more efficiently. It's going to help you deliver better care for your patients. It's going to help make your practice more profitable. It's going to make things easier for your staff. And we want to keep getting better. So, you know, we're really proud of all the things we talked about tonight, but I want to let you know that this is just the beginning. We have a lot more software innovation coming to you this summer. This is the summer of Rayware. You're going to maybe even be more excited by some of the things that we'll show you next. And we've got some incredible new hardware coming this year too. So 2020 is going to be an incredible year for dental 3D printing. And we can't wait to tell you more about it. You're going to certainly be hearing from us. We hope you'll join us on future webinars. Really appreciate all your engagement and all your feedback, as Hossein said. And we can't wait to show you what we're going to do next. So thank you again for letting us be a part of your businesses and your practices and being involved with everything you do. And thank you for your support of SprintRay. You've helped make this an incredible ride for us, and we can't wait to continue it. So with that, we're going to close. Thank you, and we're going to open it up for Q&A.